Hello and welcome to the Mindset Model Podcast. I'm Sarah Davis, your go-to confidence coach. This is the place where self-doubt gets kicked out, confidence gets turned up, and you get the tools to live the life you know you are meant for. In this podcast, we dive into real stories, mindset magic, we have guest experts, and the truth about what it really takes to live your best life. So grab your coffee, turn up the volume as we are raising our standards and stepping into the version of you who owns the room. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Mindset Model Podcast and YouTube. Wherever you're watching and listening to this, welcome. Now, in today's episode, we're talking all about why personal development and investing time in rewiring your mindset is literally the most life-changing important thing you can be doing. And I'm going to give you 5 or 6 reasons why I believe this. And I am tried and tested. I have been through this process and it has completely changed my life. So, the first thing is, what even is mindset and personal development? There's all sorts of words which are bandied around, but what the bloody hell is it? What does it mean? What this means is, and this is just my definition and the way that I see it, is it's when you go inwards and really discover your beliefs, habits, and behaviors, why things are happening for you that maybe aren't in alignment with what you want. And you actually go inwards and you change your reality based on what you are believing. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. So basically, we are just massive projectors. What we believe in our mind, we are projecting out into our reality. So if you are constantly playing the video of my life's a shit show, I don't have a partner, or I have one and he's an absolute dickhead or whatever, I hate my job, I hate my business isn't doing well, my kids are annoying me, everything's boring, I've got no money. If you're constantly playing that video, that is in your mind, that is going to continue to project into your reality. That is what you're going to get. And that is why mindset and personal development is so important, because you have the power, you have the choice to change everything by just looking at your mindset, your beliefs, your habits, your behaviors, and making those little changes. That is what it's all about. I'm sure there's a much better definition out there, but we're just going to go with that, and I will share some examples with you today. So, first of all, why this is so important, because when you can focus on yourself and you start elevating the way that you believe about yourself, the way that you show up, and you start having that more positive outlook on life, it has the most incredible effect on everyone around you, your friends, your family, your co-workers, wherever you go. And this is scientifically proven that when you do this and you really help to elevate your own frequency, everyone around you, because they say as well, can't remember like the full-on saying, but if you go into a room full of people which are positive and, you know, having these really encouraging, empowering conversations, you are also going to feel absolutely amazing. But then when you go into a room full of people who are talking about how terrible life is, how wrong things are, how much people have done them wrong, and all of those things, you will then leave that room feeling very, very negative and very low. It's very infectious, the energies that you are in. So when you can start to improve your life and start living in alignment with what you genuinely want, that has a positive impact on everyone around you. When you start showing up in a different way, that also gives permission to other people. Not that they need permission, but sometimes we feel like when other people are doing it, it gives us that confidence that actually, if they're doing it, maybe I can do it too. And imagine if every single person on this planet invested in their mindset and their personal development, we would live in a completely different world. But just to start off with, if you can just take control and accountability of your mindset, that is all you need to do, and the rest will absolutely follow. So that's the first thing. If you want to help people in your life, people around you, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself first, and that will have such a lasting impression. So, the next thing, when you do personal development, mindset work, and you actually go inwards, this is when you can really realize what your blocks are. So, if you are feeling very frustrated with life, things aren't going your way, we're very, very quick to blame external circumstances. We're very, very quick to blame other people for our problems. We're quick to blame society, the government, all of this other shit. But very, very rarely do we go inwards and say, okay, what can I do in this situation? How can I make shifts and changes? And this makes such a difference when you can actually have honest conversations with yourself and say, life isn't the way that I want it to be. What can I do? What small changes can I make? And another thing as well, this will be point three, and this is where I really struggled. I really cared what other people thought about me. This goes down to just the way that, we get brought up. You need people to like you. You have to have people liking you, because if you're not liked, then you're not good enough and you won't have any friends and you won't be able to basically live. That's what we've been programmed to believe. And this really stopped me from going forward in life, because I would be like, oh my God, what if I do this thing and people judge me and then they think that I'm an idiot? And then all of these stories I would come up. So, say, for example, when I was about to launch my beautiful brand, the Mindset Model, I was like, oh my God, what if people think that I'm being an idiot? What if people think it doesn't work? What if people think I'm really stupid for doing this? Or, oh, look at her, what's she doing? Who does she think she is? Calling herself a confidence mentor. And I would have all of these ideas going around in my head, telling myself these stories. And then even when I started doing like my health reset, I was like, oh my God, what are people going to think of me, that I'm going on this health journey? Are they going to be, oh my God, what's she doing now? And again, like, and I could feel myself like, oh, should I really do this? Should I be sharing this? Should I be posting it? Abso-fucking-lutely, I should. And this is when you need to have a little word with yourself and be like, why does it matter what people think? Why does it matter? What is the worst case scenario? Someone doesn't like what you're doing and then they unfollow you or they don't talk to you. Who fucking cares? Really, who cares? It does not matter. Imagine if you had the audacity to fully show up as the real, authentic, true you. Imagine if you went after your goals, your dreams, your desires. You started that hobby, that business. You asked for that promotion. Imagine if you did the things and you didn't care what other people thought. Where would you be right now? What would you be doing? And yes, it does take some courage, a bit of bravery, but you can absolutely do it. And I'm not being funny, my loves. If I can do it, and my history, if you're new to my YouTube or my podcast, hello, hello, hello. Just a brief insight into my sort of journey. In 2014, I had a very bad car accident. I lost my job. I had no money. I was extremely, extremely depressed. I was so anxious. I did not leave my flat properly. I was scared to go outside. I was scared to talk to people. And I was in the worst, most depressive state ever, like ever, the lowest of the low. Oh my goodness me. In fact, I was in the basement. That is where I was. And in that stage of my life, this is before I did any personal development or mindset, I would be blaming everyone else for the state that I was in. I was in the process of having a court case because of the accident, and I felt like the biggest victim ever. And I felt like the whole world was after me. Everyone was against me. I had private investigators that were following me round in the street. Like, this is like seriously horrible, horrible, horrible experiences that you can't even, and that's just literally like the tip of the iceberg. Awful. And if I can go from that place of literally the fucking basement to where I am now, where I am living my absolute dream life. I have created the most beautiful brand. I'm talking on podcasts, YouTubes. I'm guests on other people's podcasts and YouTubes. Somebody that didn't even have the confidence to leave their house is now doing that. I now have my dream career as an events presenter, which I absolutely love. Love, love, love. I live in my dream house. I have my incredible husband, like all of those things. And that's all because I changed my mindset. I put the work in. I stopped blaming other people for my problems. When you come to this place, and this is the next point, when you can be in a place where you genuinely feel at peace, that is what this work is all about. Because just leading into the next point, I used to, as I said, like blame everyone else for my problems, but I didn't take accountability. And one thing which I see a lot of people do, and I used to do this, is, well, that person has done something really horrible and they've really upset me. I'm really, really upset. I'm so upset. Oh, where was me? And the thing is, that person, regardless of what they did not upset you. You chose to be upset. Yes. Nobody can go into your brain and tell you to be upset. You're doing that to yourself. You have a choice on how you feel about things. And when you do mindset work and personal development, you can see I have a choice on how I can react to this situation. So if somebody has done something awful to you, the old me would have been like, oh my gosh, that is a terrible person. I'm so upset. The new version of me is like, oh, okay. It's a shame that they feel like that, but I'm not going to allow that to affect my life whatsoever, and just continue. Oh, well, imagine if you could be in that place right now where nothing phases you. Any problem comes up and you just like, right, okay, let's come up with a solution. Imagine being in that place. And that is what mindset work does. It's incredible. Um, and another thing, I don't know how many points I've gone through, but we're just going to go with it. When you do mindset work and you can really discover your true potential, anything is possible. Literally anything. You go from being someone who thought you could have the bare minimum, you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough to do the things, to being somebody who's like, literally anything is possible. I can do anything I want to. How incredible is that? Literally, the world is your oyster. And there's testimonials all over the world of people who've gone from nothing to everything. And that is absolutely possible for you. This allows you to take accountability and self leadership. That is what the mindset model is all about, self leadership. You have the choice to choose the life of your dreams. You absolutely do. But it's up to you to take action. And that is my final point here. I see a lot of people who will read the books, they'll listen to the podcasts, they'll get themselves a coach or whatever, and that's it. They don't actually take that action. And that is where everything changes. So if you're somebody who's moaning about your life, yeah, but I've read the books and I've done the journaling, I've done that, that's brilliant and well done for doing that. But also, what are you changing? What little habits are you doing and implementing in your life to become that version of yourself? Are you still surrounding yourself with people which have got negative mindsets and constantly moaning about how shit life is? Take yourself out of those conversations and go in the rooms full of people with a positive mindset, a growth mindset, people that want to be the best versions of themselves. Are you still going out partying every single weekend when you've got this vision of you, I don't know, running a marathon? You need to make those little changes. And once you do make those changes and you actually see the true version of yourself, well, my loves, I am living proof that you can absolutely live your dream life. And imagine waking up every single day feeling so inspired, so grateful, and having the intentions of just living life to the fullest. That is what this life is all about. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, my loves, and I hope it's inspired you to go out there and live your absolute best lives, rewire your mindset, and become the absolute best version of you. I will see you in my next